Yeah, Agent Mahar here with a question for you. Just to think about or ponder if it resonates with you. So if you have codependency and or you're not sure and or you're in the empath narrative or that's what you think is the reason for all your pain because you're just so sensitive and empathic, well, you might be very empathic. But why, if you still are in the situation of either staying with somebody with BPD or a narcissist or maybe just some other variety of a really unhealthy person, and you're in a relationship with them, but mainly here I talk about BPD and NPD and etc. So, or if you're the ex of a person with BPD now, etc. But you're not moving forward. You're in a world of hurt still. And maybe you want them back still. Or you're wondering if they're going to hoover. Or you might do the reverse hoover. Well, ask yourself a question today. Write it down. Journal it. What is it that is driving you to feel so compelled to fight for love that isn't there? To fight for love that the more you find out about borderline personality, people that are untreated, people in the active throes of it, the more you find that out, you're watching my videos, you're watching other people's videos, and you know this now. Why do you think that you still feel this real compelling feeling to get back with somebody who ghosted you, or to be able to continue to, quote, fight for, unquote, a relationship, when in fact it's not working and it's not working out and you're losing yourself, or you might have already lost yourself. You're being so hurt and so wounded, and yet it feels so compelling that this is the person for you. When if you're in that place of educating yourself, as opposed to being brand new to this, which some people might be there too, so you know enough already, probably intellectually in your head, right? Like, you know enough to know that these people aren't who this person in your life isn't who you thought they were. And I'm not saying, so hey, you should just fix it. No. But where is it in your emotional self, in your emotions? What's driving you to keep trying to fight for love that isn't there? With somebody who they, other than who you thought they were when you met them, married them, fell in love with them. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. But it's really important, because I think too many people are just in this fight for love, to make a relationship work with a person with BPD. Let's just stick with that for now. Who maybe is, in many cases, people say, I really believe here, like on the comments here, or clients say to me, I really believe he or she has BPD, but they're not even diagnosed with me. And lots of people are probably right about what they believe about people they've been close to, that they'd likely get diagnosed with BPD. But if they're undiagnosed, diagnosed and don't accept it, diagnosed and so what? Diagnosed and think they don't have a problem, diagnosed and not getting any treatment, maybe going to some counseling, but nothing's changing. And I mean, over the course of time, it takes quite a while for people to change, and to grow and to heal with BPD. But for people with codependency, you need to ask yourself, what's your part in this? Not what they did to you. Like I said in my last video, what's your part? What is it you need to know more about yourself? Because there's a reason in most people's lives, there's a very compelling and common core reason why people can't let go of these people. And you really are seeking some kind of reparation of your own, but it's subconscious, right? You're not doing that on purpose. And or you really want to help the person out. It's not either or, it can be and or. You really want to help that person out and rescue that person. And even though people know this in their heads, right, that this doesn't usually work and this isn't really rational, it's like, so what is so compelling about it for you? Just another check-in, for How is it that you're in a situation where you might be feeling, I don't know how you're feeling, I'm just putting this out there for people to think about. You might be thinking and or feeling, it's got to work with this person. And then maybe you're forgetting in that moment, or lots of those moments, this person isn't even who you thought they were. Now you're trying to recapture who you thought they were. It's just not very plausible. It's very compelling. It's very painful. So again, people with codependency have to check in with themselves and to realize also that the love you are fighting for is not healthy love, because healthy love doesn't have to be fought for. Healthy love is given freely by people who can give love freely. So often there's a pattern for a lot of people with codependency that the more elusive this person is, and you don't even know who they are anymore, and they might keep ghosting you, or they're on and off, back and forth, like they just don't want the relationship, then they come back in Hoover and they want the relationship because everything's supposedly changed. And you don't know whether you're coming or going, you're so confused. Be really important to kind of just sit with that and feel that. And not only be aware of it intellectually, but feel it. What does it feel like? And it probably hurts a tremendous amount, to say the least. But then what compels you to go back in that same direction, as opposed to maybe taking a step back, or just being still and journaling and just not doing what you've normally been doing in a patterned way of contacting, recontacting, waiting to be recontacted, trying to get back with this person. What about you? What's hurting so badly inside of you besides that you love this person and all of that that's going on in the here and now? But there's something driving an even deeper pain. And yeah, it's what I've always been talking about, the wounded inner child. But that's a very vague concept to a lot of people. So I think one way to look at this too is to think about, why are you so driven to learn more about BPD or NPD or both, or BPD, NPD, and antisocial personality disorder? Why are you so driven to figure out, are they just BPD, or do they have BPD, NPD? Like, because you can't diagnose them, but you got a feeling for what's going on. You understand to a degree what's going on, but you might be really confused. It's understandable, it's so painful. But here's the question again. So how is that chase, that pursuing somebody who isn't even who you thought they were, to fight for love again that isn't healthy, that isn't consistent, that isn't going to be stable or trustworthy, instead of being with yourself? So then it goes back to what I probably said in the video in part the other day. You need to really write down and journal, what am I avoiding? What hurts in me? So when you ask the question about what's hurting, yes, of course you're hurting because of the person with cluster B in your life, or who was in your life, or who's an ex now. But beyond that, what's hurting deeper than even all that hurt, that's driving you to still pursue? What's hurt you so badly? And I really mean this from a heart place, right? There's no judgment here. This is really, I want to be empathic, and I just want to put these questions out for people to really think about, if it resonates for you. If you're still in a place where you're still chasing and pursuing somebody that you know isn't who you thought they were, somebody that's already shown you that they can't love you in any healthy way, and yet you chase them harder and harder. Many people do. You pursue and you pursue and you pursue, and you think about it all day long and all night long, and you can't sleep properly, and you're not eating right, and you're just so all into thinking about, not on purpose, but this is what's happening. You just can't stop thinking about this person who isn't even who you thought they were. So maybe think about that for a minute. Sit with that and realize it has to do with that person, yes, but it has to do with something else inside of you more deeply. And that's really the journey of recovery. So I work with people in this recovery from these relationships and codependency and many other things. But and simultaneously we work on I answer a lot of questions. I support people in trying to understand more what happened and that lack of closure. And how these relationships are more painful, often while they're going on, and they're more painful after the breakups than any other kind of relationship. I can't tell you how many clients have told me that over 32 years. I've had other breakups in my life. Why can't I stop thinking about her or him? What is wrong with me? This is what other people will say. It's not me saying there's something wrong with you. But there is something that you really are pursuing that is continuing to hurt you even more than or equally as much as you've already been hurt. So what is the pursuing a person that's hurt you so badly, that can't love you in a healthy way, can't be consistent and stay in the relationship with you, on again, off again, ghosting, hoovering, reverse hoovering, getting back together, being consumed by this person? What you need to really do to start with, if you haven't already, is sit down and journal about this, because you really believe you're totally in the pursuit of the person that you fell in love with, who isn't the person you fell in love with, but you're really in pursuit of someone else inside yourself. And I hope that's helpful today. It's just something to think about. It's just encouraging you to maybe journal about it if you're in a space where everything hurts and you can't stop focusing on them and you can't stop thinking about them, and you're still trying to figure out every angle of what was wrong with them and why did they do what they did. Even if you could figure all that out, understand it perfectly in some neat package, it's not going to change how much you hurt. It's not going to help you recover. It's not going to help you stop the pursuit of the absence of someone, the pursuit of the absence of love, the pursuit of the absence of healthy love, the pursuit of something, someone, part of someone, the who that you thought they were, that's emotionally unavailable. So write this question down today if this resonates with you. What is it that I'm feeling, or what don't I know about myself? I'm trying to stay away from the why question, but what leads me to continually feel so compelled? It hurts so much. I can't stand it. To be in the pursuit of an emotionally unavailable person. And I know this is really painful stuff. And so I hope this will be helpful for some. It might just be a reminder for others. And many other people might watch this video and say, well, hey, I'm already doing that. And great if you are. But there will be people who come along and see the video at some point who might just have got broken up with, ghosted by somebody with BPD or a narcissist, discarded by a narcissist. And they're going to have no idea. And then the pursuit starts. And that's an understandable pursuit of knowledge and understanding. But guess what? The more you pursue it, the more you're adding to your own pain that you've already been caused. And you're going in the opposite direction that you need. You're going in the opposite direction away from the direction of the path that is your recovery, and to actually dealing with these emotions and not hurting and not losing sleep and not being, physically affected and stressed out, not able to focus on your job if in this world you still can go to work. What about you? Because you matter, and you are so worthy, and you are worthy of more than pursuing and chasing after somebody who's not only really hurt you, but they're not really who you thought they were, and they're not emotionally available, and they can't love you back. Take care.